311 wins, 247 losses in his career.
They look at us and say we're not typical broadcasters too, right?
Yeah. They always say it's a good thing you're not on TV. Odom jumping center against Nikita Jones. The ball is up by Ronnie Woods. Tip will be controlled by the Pioneers of Crockett in rear court. This is Ernest who will bring it into the front court. Ernest, between the rings, picked up defensively by Walker, takes him to the right and gets it on the wing to Anderson. Anderson out front now, it comes to Odom. Odom comes back right side to Anderson for three. Shot by Anderson, good.
He started out that way yesterday as it goes downtown. Leroy Brown.
Walker will bring it in the front court, bounces it right side to Lewis for three. It won't go. Rebound scrap for down low, knocked around and coming out there with it will be Ernest. Ernest with the basketball, brings it down the right side, throws it in the middle to Odom. Odom will put it up underneath, no good. Pull down Odom, has knocked away by his own teammate. Saved, however, by Ernest. Ernest with the basketball, hands the ball to Anderson. Anderson shuffles right to left, in the paint, throws it up. But before he does so, he's going to be called for a travel.
Made a great move, but indeed did shuffle those feet. First turnover of the game.
So Crockett up 3-0. Here comes into the front court Walker with the basketball for the Golden Bears. Walker swings it across left side to Westlake. He'll put up the three. Good.
Oh, as he goes downtown. Oh, we might have a shootout here in this one.
Derek Westlake cans the three. Westlake averaging 15 a game, Lewis 15 a game, and Jones 10 a game for these Golden Bears. And now here's Ernest and Walker scrapping after a loose basketball, and they're going to call a foul on Ernest on a grab.
Yeah, he just had his pocket picked, maybe a little bit of frustration, and then the shove.
Ernest's first, team's first. And belong to the Golden Bears side court. Lewis will trigger the inbounds pass. Yet to get it in, and now finally does so to Walker. Walker will run the point between the rings, throws it down low to Westlake, who loses it out of bounds. Turnover gives the ball back to Davy Crockett.
Made a great cut across the lane. The pass was a little bit low and had some steam on it, and it goes right through his fingers out of bounds.
Inbounds pass comes into Ernest. Ernest dogged in backcourt. Now we'll dribble it up the floor, and defensively it'll be picked up by Walker as he crosses a time stripe. Bartlett. Ernest bounces it right side to Anderson. Anderson with the basketball, throws it in the middle to Odom, knocked away, scrap for. Westlake comes out there with it. Westlake with the basketball down the right side, behind the back, and he in turn loses it, but they're going to say a foul is going to be committed by one of the Pioneers. It may be, and it will be, Anderson who will pick up the personal.
Westlake puts it behind his back, take it down the lane. Anderson tries to flick it loose, but gets more of Westlake than he does the ball.
Lewis will trigger the inbounds pass along the baseline.
4 quick turnovers for the Pioneers, and we haven't played 2 minutes yet.
Inbounds pass comes in to Jones. He'll swing it out now to Walker. Walker right side of the key, roaming baseline is Lewis. Instead they'll come across to Westlake, down low underneath, all alone, laid up and in by Langdon.
One of the Pioneers lost in the man-to-man defense. He was wide open right underneath the basket.
Another great player from Anchorage, Alaska, although he played for a different school. Anchorage East also named Langdon, and of course Trajan Langdon, who's now with the Duke Blue Devils.
And I think they're cousins, from
right,
what Dale Burns was telling me.
Right side to get it in the middle to Odom. Odom has the ball knocked away from behind. They're going to call a foul on one of the Bears.
Knock it loose again, but this time they get one of the Pioneers across the arm.
It's on Westlake. That'll be his first, team's first. Checking in for Bartlett will be St. Clair Jackson, 6 foot, a senior. He will be replacing Lewis in the lineup for the Golden Bears. Inbounds pass comes in to Anderson. Anderson with the basketball, picked up defensively by Jackson. He'll dribble left, dribble right, behind the back, dribbles back to the right, now kicks it down low, intercepted and stolen. Jones with the steal, gets it out to Westlake. He loses the handle on it. It's going to be chased down by Chanley, who gives the ball back to Ernest. Ernest brings it into the front court. Ernest dribbling to the right with the basketball. Now gets it on the wing to Anderson. Anderson puts it on the floor, drives baseline and pops. 10-footer, left it short, but gets it to crawl over the iron and drop.
Oh, the shooter's touch as he hits it up just a touch short. Made a great drive along the baseline and gets the roll.
7-5 Bartlett. Right side with the basketball will be Walker. Walker guarded by Ernest. Puts it on the floor, drives, splits the defenders, kicks it off left side. Shot put up by Jones, good.
But Jones gets the basketball. Why didn't he make the basket himself? He had a layup and decided to dish it off one more time.
Yeah, who knows? Walker looked like he was going to lay it up. Well, it's good to see Doug Fritz got out of bed and made it here today. Right side, Tony Anderson. Anderson gets it out front to Odom. Odom gets it in the middle. Britton drives. He'll put it up from underneath. Good. Burt Britton with the lay-in.
Yeah, the Pioneers work it to perfection this time. Work it down the lane, get an easy one.
Left side, Westlake drives, puts it up. No good, and they scrap for it, and they're going to call a block on one of the Pioneers down low, and let's see who it's going to be. It's going to be Anderson, and that would be number 2 on him.
Anderson tried to get there to plant the feet, take a punishment. He did take a punishment, but also got the foul.
Team's third, and it'll belong to, well, they're actually going to say it'll be a shooting violation, and going to the stripe to shoot will be Westlake, a pair. Derek Westlake. And, of course, we have seen this Bartlett team, as we said a year ago. Ryan Blewett, a 5'11 senior, has checked into the lineup. So Blewett is at the in the lineup now for Bartlett. The shot is in the air and good by Westlake. He will get another. Toss is up. Toss is no good. Rebound's going to be chased down by Langdon, who gets it to Westlake, who hands the ball back to Blewett. Blewett with the basketball. Bounces it left side to Langdon. Langdon has the ball knocked away by Anderson. Anderson scraps for it, saves it, and gets it to Ernest. Ernest gets it into the front court. Ernest drives right, pops, 16-footer, rattles, won't drop. Pull down Britton. He'll put it up and in.
Oh, that's what he does best. Crashes the offensive glass. Had a great position. He'll take it to the bank for the Pioneers.
10-9 Bartlett into the front court with the basketball. This is Blewett. He'll bounce it left side, putting it on the floor. Jones pulls up for a 15-footer. Good.
Oh, they're not shy. Put it on the floor, take it down the lane with a little stop and go jump shot.
Matter of fact, nobody talking to Nikita Jones. Jones is just a junior. But the young man who is number 13, Jay Lewis, is being wooed by Stanford. Right corner, here's Odom. Down low underneath to Britton, who steps on the baseline, but they didn't see it. They'll get it out to Ernest. He'll pop a 15-footer. That's no good. Rebound scrap for. Coming out there with it is Blewett. Blewett, long lead pass into the front court to Jones. Jones shuffles baseline, kicks it back in the corner for three. It won't drop as the shot was taken inside, or outside, I should say, by Langdon, and coming down with the rebound is Odom for Crockett. He'll hand the ball back to Ernest, and Ernest will walk the ball into the front court. He'll go right side to Anderson, back to Ernest, to Anderson. Anderson gets it in the corner to Odom for three. Shot by Odom, an air ball. It's going to be right into the hands of Ernest. Ernest left corner with the basketball. Ernest takes it left to right between the rings, gets it right side to Anderson. Back to Ernest for three. Shot by Ernest. Good.
Finally, they get one to go. The Pioneers from downtown again.
We're tied at 12 with 2:40 to go, first period. Left side, Westlake. Westlake with the basketball will lob it out to Blewett. Blewett will dribble to the right against the 2-3 zone of Crockett. He'll come back left side to Jones. Jones putting it on the floor, will dribble out to the center jump circle, swings it around right side to Blewett. Blewett against the zone of Crockett. Comes left side to Westlake. Westlake out front, Blewett swings it around right side. They'll dish it down low, batted away and out of bounds by Odom.
Great hustle, Odom. In the passing lane, knock it loose, but just runs out of room.
Walker, Lewis, Travis Flowers, a 6'6 junior, and Adam Lawson, 6'2", a senior, have checked into the lineup for the Golden Bears. If I can keep track of all these people, we're doing pretty good. Jackson to trigger it in, bounces it in right side to Lewis. Lewis will back out with the basketball. He being just a junior as well, but already being talked to by, or at least being wooed by Stanford. Right side, Lewis for three. Yes.
Oh, it didn't take him long, did it? As it goes downtown. Leroy Brown.
Bartlett 15, Crockett 12. We're inside 2 minutes to go, first period. This is Ernest, gets it in the front court to Britton. Britton double team, puts it on the floor, dishes it right side. Anderson for three. Shot by Anderson is no good. Pulled down, put back up. No good by Chanley. They scrap for it. Odom had it for a moment, but it's going to be chased down by Lawson for Bartlett. He'll get the ball to Walker, and Walker brings it in the front court, looks right, and then travels.
Taking away the passing lane. Ernest steps out there. He just picks it up and takes a couple of extra steps because he had nowhere to throw it. As you were talking about all those juniors there, I was thinking, you know, they're playing for Bartlett this year. Who knows who they might play for next year, as they can change schools, can't they?
Jason Hodges, a 6-foot sophomore, checks in the lineup for Crockett, yeah.
Depends on who takes a long trip next year, maybe?
Maybe. Those Thunderbirds might need him next year. Of Anchorage East, around on the right side with the basketball, Anderson. Anderson gets it out front to Ernest from the head of the key. He thought about it, dribbles right, gets it to Anderson. Anderson for three. Shot by Anderson is no good, and then it rattles and drops.
Yeah, that's twice. He's made three of them. Two of them bounces in and bounces around and then tickles the twine.
No way that was going to go down, but it bounded around the iron and fell through. We're tied at 15. Walker pulls up, 14-footer, good.
Made a quick drive, crossover dribble, take it right down the middle.
17-15 Bartlett. We're inside a minute to go in this first period. Walking the ball up the floor will be Ben Ernest. They're going to spread the floor, they being the Pioneers. Right side to Anderson, down in the corner to Odom. Odom throws it out in the middle, almost stolen away, and then Hodges has it go off his hands out of bounds.
6 turnovers here in the first quarter for the Pioneers, and that one was unforced.
Todd McGuire, 6'3", a junior, checks into the lineup for Crockett. Well, I'll tell you, Hodges would have been well advised just to let it go out of bounds because it's going to be off a Bartlett Bear. Not a pair, but a Bartlett Bear. Right side with the basketball will be Lewis. Lewis lobs it across court, left side. Now they'll work it back to Lewis. Lewis will be picked up by Hodges in the zone. Comes right side to Lawson, back to Lewis. Lewis still dribbling the basketball, dribbles left, offensive charge. Lewis is getting positioning, was Hodges.
Great job, Hodges. Get in our lane, plant those feet, take a punishment, and get the call. Turnover number 5 for the Bears of Bartlett, Alaska.
Lewis picks up his first, team second. And bringing the ball into the front court will be Ernest with 12 seconds to go in the period. 17-15, Bartlett. Dribbling to the right, Lewis floats it in the corner. Anderson fakes the 3 and pulls up and pops the 2. It won't go. Rebound pulled out in low by Lewis. Lewis with the basketball. Lewis will throw one up from half court at the buzzer that hits the top of the backboard, and that's the end of the period. 60-second break, but telling you the score after one quarter. Bartlett 17, Crockett 15.